Hello. So for this week, as you're learning about strategy, I want to bring up an article by David J. Collis and Michael G. Rungstad, which is from the Harvard Business Review, titled, "Can You Say What Your Strategy Is?" The idea behind this is that the value of rhetoric or words cannot be understated. They have a substantial impact on success. This is because words lead to action. And spending the time to develop a few words that truly capture strategy can energize and empower people to raise the long-term financial performance of the organization. So something that these authors came about with was the question of, can you summarize your company's strategy in 35 words or less? And if so, would your colleagues put it the same way? So it's a very interesting question. And they relate the fact that if you cannot state your strategy in 35 words and less, and it's not the same as everyone else's definition of the strategy, it's going to lead to decreased financial performance of the organization. So, right here, it is their experience that very few executives can honestly answer these simple questions in the affirmative. And the companies that these executives work for are often the most successful. And the ones that can answer these questions yes are often the most successful in their industry. So, as they say here, it's a dirty little secret. Most executives cannot articulate the objective scope and advantage of their business in a simple statement. If they can't, again, neither can anyone else. Right? So, companies that don't have a simple, clear statement of strategy are likely to fall into the sorry category of those that failed to execute their strategy, or worse, right, those that have never even had one. Because a lot leads back to the idea of strategy, right? And so something that they think about here is we start with the mission and the vision, values and vision and strategy. And the basic elements of strategy as proposed by these authors are objective, scope, and advantage. The objective being, what are the ends we're seeking to achieve? Right? What's the scope, or who are we dealing with? And by what means are we doing so? Now, thinking economically, right, they say the trade-offs companies make are what distinguish them strategically from other firms. This comes back to the idea of opportunity costs. Right? We have a finite number of resources. Resources being land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurial ability. And we have to use those resources in the most productive means possible. And we have to make decisions, right, as leaders, where to focus our effort, our time, our energy, our people, our capital, and our entrepreneurial ability. Now, something we have to look at here, which they look at, is the strategic sweet spot. I really like this diagram because they show you as a Venn diagram three various aspects of strategy that you're taking into consideration. Right? Your company's capabilities. What is it you can provide? What is it that you can do? Your customer needs. What is it your customer wants? And your competitor. What can they do? What can they provide? And of course, there's going to be some overlap between your company and your competitor, which is this area right here. Part of that overlaps with what your customer wants. So both you and your competitors offer something your customer needs. Now your sweet spot is going to be what you can do for the customer that the customer wants that their competitor can't do for the customer themselves. That's where you become a critical success. Right? And so if you want, I'm going to post this article up. Go ahead and take a few minutes to read through it. And I think it's just a great article which goes into a little bit about defining strategy, defining a strategic statement, and why don't you take a look at yourself. Can you, for whatever company you work for, can you summarize their strategy in 35 words or less?